ଆମେ କ'ଣ discuss କରୁଥିଲେ functions of ILO. What ILO does, what are the different functions, different roles of ILO. Coordination, adoption of different standards, providing assistance to different states, member states, providing protection for human research problem, human rights, providing help for research and publication to the member states. These are the different functions of ILO. Next we'll read objectives of ILO. This is with I told code characteristics. What are the different objectives? What it does? This ILO mainly promoting and realizing standards and fundamental principles of rights of at work. तुम गोटे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने लेबर मन को काम कराउछ. What is the principle of your organization? What your country? You have to follow that. The fundamental principle. How many hours they should work? What is the wage you have to provide? So all these things are nothing but standards and you are following. And if you are not following, then employers are in a different mode. They are taking help of different union, labor organization, trade union. So ILO is making sure and promoting that all these standards, all these principles are followed to promote and realize the standards and fundamental principles and rights at work. गोटे लोकर जहाँ प्राप्य, whatever the rights of that person, that worker is followed or not, ILO is mainly verifying, or its main roles is that to create greater opportunity for women and men to secure decent employment. Most of the organization तमे देखिछ माने maximum men थिबे, women नथिबे. Because of some discrimination, we are not recruiting women. So ILO is responsible to neutralize that. So everyone is same in the employment. So it's creating more opportunities. Women has some problems. Suppose ILO is making sure in your workplace you have all the facilities. That means more number of women will be encouraging to join the work. Suppose you don't have minimum facility, you have a kid and you don't have anyone to look after that. So you will not go to work. If women has all this facility in the workplace, then they will be encouraged. So ILO is responsible to create that opportunity, create that proper environment for women and girls to work in the workplace. So this is one objective, to enhance the coverage of and effectiveness of social protection of all. So in society, if you have some problem, then ILO is responsible to enhance that problem and effectiveness. So women should not feel unsafe or any kind of issues. So most of the time women doesn't work, doesn't go outside because they feel the society is not good for them. So if ILO is providing that kind of facility, that kind of equality in the society, then the women employee can join the work more and that discrimination will be not there. So ILO is responsible for that. To strengthen tripartism and social dialogue. ILO is also responsible to make sure everyone in the same agreement, the employer, employee, and the government. So to strengthen that relationship between the employer and employee, ILO has a major role to play. And the social dialogue. If any issues, any problem in the society, so ILO is responsible to initiate the discussion, initiate the talk from the organization, from the employers, from the employee, with the government and resolve that issue. So these are the main objectives of ILO. So we understood the functions, what it does, and what are the objectives, what are the. So now you understand the characteristics. Any organization, any who is providing support to the members, to the workers in terms of social aspect and human rights problem, and you, you think of any problem, any dispute, any conflict happening, so that will be the characteristics or the objectives of ILO. If you remember all this point, you can answer any question in this area, in this chapter. Role of trade union at the ILO. So what trade union does? Trade union plays a crucial role in developing policies at the ILO. Workers. For example, I gave one example that everyone should work 8 hours. So how it's coming 8 hours? It's coming from the country specific law. Suppose one particular country, they have a law, they have a rule that people should work for 6 hours. So that is applicable in that country. In 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 this country, suppose 8 hours. In some countries, 6 hours. Some country 10 hours. So making that standards, making that rules. So who is helping? The local trade union. So that is different from country to country. Every country has different standards, different rules. So that is one function of trade union who is coordinating with ILO and helping the is the ILO organization. Trade union plays a crucial role in developing policies at ILO. The second one is Bureau of Workers Activities. At the Secretariat is dedicated to the strengthening department. So that means this trade unions, these unions are the rule maker or encouraging the rules in ILO or creating the rules, whatever the ILO is observing the standards, they are making the rules, they are helping the international organization at their country level, at their local level, and building that guidelines each organization. This is the main relations between trade union and ILO. One is the policy making activities, another is democratic activities. The democratic activities means suppose one particular trade union is backed by a government organization, is one political organization. So ILO is making sure that is neutral, that is taking care of employees and employers, and not standing the politicians on behalf of the politicians. So these are the main relations between ILO and trade union. The next thing will be discussing the standards. What are the standards? The ILO sets international labor standard with convention with ratified by member states. These are non-binding. So I was giving the same example how that 8 hours, that 6 hours, 10 hours is coming as how ILO is making it standard because of the member state, because of a country specific law. So that standards is coming from the country members or different organizations who are providing input to ILO. Conventions are drawn up with input from government workers and employers group at the ILO and adopted by the International Labour Conference. Any labor conference happening at ILO level, international level. So that is adopted by the different government, different workers and employers groups at different level in national level, in the state level. So the main input is coming from the country level, the national level, or the international organization. There are many discussions, many convention, many meetings will happen. The input is coming from the national level. So how the national level input is providing? Because of trade union or in a national organization, they are providing all the inputs. They are making the standards. So that is one standard, one policy making device you can say, or organization who is making the policy. In ratifying an ILO convention, a member state accepts it as a legally binding instrument. Many countries use conventions as a tool to bring national laws in line with the international standard. Many countries who are the members of ILO or who are supported by different trade union, different organizations, they are having conventions as a tool and they are bringing different laws, different standards, different regulations, which is aligned, which is followed or checked by international standards. So ILO is mainly listening or observing or what input is provided by the national government, national level, country level, its members, and country levels is coming different unions. They are making listening all the unions, what is the standard, what they say. So based on that input, ILO is giving and writing all the standards at international level. So these are the source how ILO is deriving all the standards. Main source is Whenever there is a conference, there is a issue. That issue is giving a standard at national level or member level. Another source is member state accept it as a legally binding instrument, any legal document, a legal issue. Another is any organization, any national level organization or trade union who are joining with convention, member state, those issues are becoming standards. But these are different source. ILO is making standards from the organization which are country level, state level, or different unions. This could be one objective type questions for example. Next thing we'll read how India is, what is the trend, how India is benefited from different unions. We had a small discussion on that. We can elaborate and discuss further on that. What is the growth? What is the trend in India with trade union or industrial relations? How India as a country is taking this, and what is the trend of that? We'll read in the next class. Today we'll end this class here. Your next class will be on next week. Today is Friday. Okay, we'll meet on Monday for the next class. Meantime, if you have given your attendance, then good. Thank you. If you forgot to give your attendance, you give in the chat box. I'll make a note of all you joined. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.